Good, happy Wednesday morning, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, President Trump signs executive order to protect against electromagnetic pulses. President Donald Trump is directing the federal government to take a serious look at the threat of electromagnetic pulses, or EMPs. The president signed an executive order Tuesday telling the Secretaries of Defense and Homeland Security to study what infrastructure is most valuable to EMPs and find ways to protect the country against them. Over 100 women take self-defense class offered by Manchester Police. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Kristen Carosa.
For 10 years, New England homeowners have trusted Century Roofing. We get the job done right at a fair price. Call today to arrange a free estimate and to reserve a spot for your 2019 roof replacement. Century Roofing, we've got you covered.
Women of all ages in Manchester are learning how to defend themselves one kick and one punch at a time.
We just want to give them another tool to put in their toolbox to remain safe regardless of where they are, whether it's a city, the state, or anywhere in the country, the world.
The free course offered by the Manchester Police Department has two parts: some classroom time to teach about situational awareness, women's safety, and domestic violence, and then some physical training to teach distraction moves to give women time to get away. These women couldn't have better instructors. They're men and women from the training station here in Manchester who teach these types of techniques every day.
We'll teach them basic awareness and avoidance, and then if they have to fight back, what they need to do to fight back. Basic grabs, if someone grabs you, how to get away, some striking techniques, some things that'll help them, give them a few minutes, a few seconds to get it right and run.
Christina Dow owns the training station on Elm Street. She's taught these types of classes for years to help give women the confidence they need to protect themselves by using their bodies and their voice.
It was really kind of like exhilarating, just to know that you can defend yourself if somebody comes up to you.
But we need to yell and make a noise and push somebody away and say, this is not okay.
Dow encourages people to take several classes like this to make sure you're prepared for a real-life situation.
It'll help them get through. And then when they start punching and striking, and once they learn how to do it, they realize, oh, I can do this. I really can fight back.
In Manchester, Kristen Carosa, WMUR News Now.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Manchester fire severely damages multifamily home. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Do you need a new roof but think you can't afford it? Our average customer pays $7,500 for a total roof replacement, and we have finance plans with payment options under $150 per month. Call today. Century Roofing, we've got you covered.
A flame so intense at a Manchester apartment building tonight, you could see smoke from the highway. And now 6 tenants are without a home. Firefighters were called to Dartmouth Street just before 7 tonight after neighbors spotted flames on the back porch. 5 people inside their apartments at the time and a dog were able to get out safely.
We had heavy fire in the back of the building. The entire porch area, the rear section of the building was fully involved. The fire did reach into the attic section.
Right now, firefighters are investigating what started this fire. The building is now unlivable.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. State could lose millions in funding over federal lottery decision. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Tim Callery.
Join us for great spring savings at Quirk Chevrolet in Manchester. Lease the all-new 2019 Chevy Silverado 1500 Crew Cab just $285 a month. Quirk saves you up to $9,000. Chevrolet, find new roads.
In November, the U.S. Department of Justice reversed a 2011 opinion that said only interstate sports betting is in violation of the Federal Wire Act, which now means online lottery sales are illegal. A move that could cost New Hampshire millions in school funding.
It will affect our iLottery business, which has been growing and growing and growing. Month on month, we're 100% above projections. The rest of the business has been growing too. Our rest of the lottery sales are up 15% as well.
The hit on internet-related lottery money for the state could be anywhere from $4.4 million to hundreds of millions of dollars in the absolute worst-case scenario. But the state is hoping to prevent that from happening. Last month, New Hampshire filed a federal lawsuit trying to save that money. On Tuesday, State Attorney General Gordon MacDonald briefed legislators on that lawsuit.
We've informed the federal court that the budget process in the general court is ongoing, and they have a hard deadline of June 30th to put together the state budget.
MacDonald says all briefing will be done by early April, and he expects some initial determination by May 30th. That leaves some leeway for legislators as they figure out the state budget.
And we've asked the federal court to give us an opinion as soon as it can, mindful of the state's ongoing budget process.
Now, online sales will continue as the state awaits the outcome of this lawsuit. Live from the newsroom, I'm Tim Callery, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Keene man sentenced to 20 years in federal prison for sexually exploiting child. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
For 10 years, New England homeowners have trusted Century Roofing. We get the job done right at a fair price. Call today to arrange a free estimate and to reserve a spot for your 2019 roof replacement. Century Roofing, we've got you covered.
A Keene man will spend 20 years in federal prison for sexually exploiting a child. 35-year-old Benjamin Gagnon was sentenced for soliciting explicit photos online from a minor in Texas in 2017. Investigators in several states worked on the case. Gagnon pleaded guilty last year.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. After 150 years, local library receives grant for air conditioning. Library director says heat a problem every summer. The Frisk Free Library in Claremont will soon be air-conditioned thanks to a grant program and sizable gift from a longtime patron. According to City Librarian Michael Grace, the 150-year-old building has never had modern cooling systems installed. A new split-system air conditioning system is set to be installed in the library this spring and be ready for full use by summer months. According to Grace, the $30,000 price tag for the project is being completely covered by a grant from Mascoma Saving Bank and the estimate of a longtime city resident. The $15,000 grant was presented at the city council meeting last month. Dow features slightly higher, but recession fears cap gains. U.S. stocks index were slightly higher Wednesday morning as market participants continue to try to come to terms with sharp shift in bond markets. Trump, poorly served by reckless native White House aide, says former legal team spokesman. A veteran Washington operative who served 2 months as spokesman for President Donald Trump's legal team said he had a front row seat as the president was dragged into the special counsel investigation and believes that Trump was repeatedly hampered by advisors who were at times reckless and naive. And that's it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye, everyone.